You're listening to the Hunt Stealth Podcast with Ryan Uffens, the podcast where we dive headfirst into the wild. Whether you're an aspiring hunter or an adventurer seeking the untamed, together we'll explore the strategies and stories that lead to success in the great outdoors.
So tell me about this ram you guys were talking about.
Also, the mountain goat hunt.
Yeah.
There was a whole lot of suck.
Yeah, so the backstory on this was Grand Teton National Park. The Park Service has mountain goats that they originally planted mountain goats in the Palisades near Alpine, Wyoming. And over time, and they came from Idaho, they brought them in. Over time, the mountain goats started moving into the park. And I don't want to butcher too many of the specifics, but I guess the park was worried that the mountain goats were going to give the local bighorn sheep MOVI, which is pneumonia, and possibly other pathogens. So they wanted to eradicate the mountain goat out of the park. And if you know, I mean, you can't really hunt parks. There are some like cow hunts and some other things, but this was pretty like protected. They started out with helicopters gunning them down. Governor Gordon said, "Nope, that's not what we do in Wyoming. Find another plan."
A lot of public outcry.
Yeah, it was kind of a big deal at the time, and this was
22.
Yeah, 22 or 21, 22. Anyhow, so the Park Service came up with the plan that they're going to get qualified volunteers, hunters. So you could apply online through the Park Service, and they ran a background check on you and everything else. And one day we're in the mountains scouting, and I found out that I drew the qualified volunteer thing, and it said you could bring 2 friends. So me, Storie, and another friend, Josh, we show up, and we have to go through a day training. They teach you about what's going on with the bighorn sheep and
bear safety and logistics. Yeah, and it
was a lot, but it was cool, man. Like we went and
typical government stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we had to shoot our guns in front of them too.
Yeah, we had to prove that we.
It's like hunter safety all over again.
Pretty much. And so here we are. It was October 16th, I think.
Yeah.
And in the Tetons, that's basically winter. So
yeah,
it dumped.
It was such a cool opportunity to be able to walk into the park with rifles and hunt a species that nobody I know. I mean, yeah, once in a lifetime. And to do it in Grand Teton National Park in some of the most beautiful, I mean, you've seen the pictures.
That's like mountain man dreams, dude. Right? Like back like 1800s, like you go in there and you got it pretty much to yourself.
Oh man, it was.
And that's how there's big bulls around us. There's big bears around us, and like nobody was there but us. It was insane.
It was unreal. So they they cut the park into a grid section kind of and called them like units. And we were assigned to a unit. So like they made it very clear, like our goal is to kill everything. Like
as many ghosts as possible.
Like,
and
if you see one and don't try an attempt to kill it, like you're not doing your job.
Yeah, and he was like the qualified shooter, but his 2 friends also got to be shooters. So like there's literally 3 of us ready to go.
Right. So
did they have like a limit for you guys, or is it like
no?
It was
have at her.
And which that aspect was definitely kind of weird as a hunter, but the opportunity, I mean, we were hunting them. It wasn't easy, that's for sure. So the opportunity to hunt these goats was pretty spectacular. And we just kind of took it as like, hey, they're going to do this anyways. How cool is it that we get to be, I mean, it was a hunt. It was not a slaughter by no means.
So how long were you guys out there?
5 days, 4 days.
So yeah, I think it's 4 or 5 days.
I think it was 4 days, 5 nights or something like that.
Yeah. So like you said, you're hunting them. It's not fish in a barrel.
Oh no.
So where they live too. Oh my God.
We're at the shooting range with the ranger, and it's dumping snow. It was like 15 degrees, and it was projected to get down into the negative teens the next day. And you know, some of the other guys that drew tags, they're from like Kentucky and just like other places around the nation.
And we drew like the unit that we had was like the hardest unit.
The deepest unit, the farthest, no access.
Yeah.
Just insane.
We couldn't just like drive up to a trailhead and walk in. We ended up having to hike through, I think it was 2 different units just to get to our unit. So we had 1 full day of travel basically.
Yeah.
And it was cutthroat.
And so we're at the shooting range and they're like, well, we're not going to let you guys camp because it'll be too cold. And
they're like,
for me to put our people in a situation where we have to rescue you guys, like that's not the goal of this operation. And we like had to beg with them. We're like, listen, like we're pretty qualified. Like we've done this stuff before. We've got a night, like we had to show them our gear. Like we're opening the truck. Like, look, man, we got a hot tent. Like we'll be fine. Like let us out there. And he made some calls.
Like old Ron Burgundy. I'm kind of a big deal. Like you guys should let us go.
You might not know, but yeah. So he called the head guy and eventually they're like, all right, you guys can do it. And they sent us with sat phones and everything. We had to check in every morning, every night. And
worse than having to check in with the wife.
Oh, it was something else.
Yeah, it was wild. Like they took it super serious, which they should have. But I just remember one conversation with the lead ranger. He was just like, "If you guys get in a situation, like we're not going to be able to come and help you for anywhere between 24 to 48, if not 72 hours. Like all of our boats are winterized. Like we can't just jump across the pond and come pick you up." And we're like, "All right." Like the way he said it, it seemed like he was like not fear mongering, but he was like trying to really tell me the picture. And I'm like, dude, like this is what we do. Like we're fine.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah. So well, I mean, it's good for them for giving you like a realistic, like, hey, like it could get real. Like, are you guys really capable of doing this?
It got real too.
For sure. Yeah. No, their concerns were validated for sure. We had to hike in, I think it was 9 miles.
Yeah, just to camp.
And it was pretty, I mean, it's pretty flat land, just like below the peaks getting in, but it snowed. It snowed almost 2 feet. So 9 miles and 2 feet of snow. We're talking 0-degree weather hiking in. We set up our tent the next morning. We found goats on our way into camp, just glassing way up there. And we're like, holy cow, dude. Like, how are we going to get up there? And set our tent up. And later on when we got home, we found this out. But that night it got down to negative 26. And we're struggling to find stuff to burn and just, you know, boiling the water and putting it in our Nalgene, throwing it in our sleeping bag. And
then we had to keep like all of our batteries and the DNA samples or the kits that they wanted us to take DNA. Like all 3 of us were sleeping with like 10 pounds of gear in our sleeping bags, and there's no room for it. But
so you're not really sleeping anyway.
No, nobody slept, especially with me. I snore, so I kept them all awake anyways.
Yeah, it was fine. So that next morning, we relocated the goats, and we actually found quite a few, but we chose to go after the ones that were like, all right, we can kill these ones, we can get to these ones,
not die.
And the other ones were on cliffs, you know, and again, 2 feet of snow. If any of your listeners look up the Tetons or know what the Tetons look like, I mean, when you're real close, it's bigger.
We were hunting Eagle Rest.
Eagle's Rest.
Eagle's Rest. Yeah, look it up. It's insane.
So we figured like, oh, okay, we can skip across this flat land, start heading up, get above these cliffs, walk this cliff band, and they're dead, and we can do this. That took all day long. And that country's so weird because it looks close, and I think it just has to do with how steep the rock is. But just to get across the so-called flatland was just hours upon hours upon hours. And I think it was just before dark, 4 or 5 p.m., we finally got within shooting range, and we took a nanny and a kid, and we got our pictures, and then the sun went down and made it back to camp. And the rest of the trip, which was super cool, I guess I should back up a little bit. Never hunted mountain goats. Like, one of the coolest experiences to.
It's like mule deer hunting, but
on steroids. Next level. Yeah.
Insane country.
Yeah, just the country makes it different. It was awesome. It's a really cool memory to look back on. Got some really cool photos. They wouldn't let us take cape or horns. We could take the meat, but everything else we had to leave on the mountain. And I think their fear there was that guys would start trophy hunting and go after the big billies instead of trying to eradicate the animals.
Yeah, and then there was like one moment we went up a super steep shelf, and Josh and I are both definitely heavier than Braxton at the time, and dude, he was just getting it, and he was just trugging along, busting trail, and like I was looking down, and like there's 200, 300, 400 feet before I would be able to slow down if I fall, and I'm stepping in his steps, and I'm like, every step I step in his, it would give away like 6 inches. And we're like in 2 feet of snow on this like sheer face. And it came to a point where I was like, dude, like I talked to Josh first. I was like, dude, I can't go any further. Like I'm not going to die, but if I do die, I'm not going to go down there. So like, I'm done. And Josh was like, okay, cool. I'm glad you said something because I was super scared. And Braxton's like 20 yards ahead of us already. And I'm like, dude, we're not going any further. And he's getting all pissed off.
I was pretty frustrated, to be honest.
Because we were close. Like we were within 400 yards of a billy. And I was like, dude, like I can't go another step. Like this is it for me. I'm done. Like if you want to keep going, go. But I'm not.
A bunch of sissies, huh? You know?
So then... I don't know. We have a little powwow. We sit down. We start eating lunch, and lo and behold, like I look over into the next canyon, and that billy was like right there at 200 yards. And then, thankfully, Josh was like he was shooter on that one, and he freaking laid the smack down, and still had to go 200 yards further than I wanted to, but made it. But I don't know.
At least you know what you were going to,
dude. Sketchy. It by far the sketchiest place I've ever hiked. Ever.
Yeah, if you could call it climbing, really.
Yeah, we were mountaineering. Like it was, we should have used ropes where we were.
Yeah, and some of the other groups that we heard about later, they definitely had to like rappel into some of their stuff and just wild stuff. Wow. Yeah, we took some of the meat out and just getting out of there. Like the whole trip was just such an experience. Packs as heavy as can be, and yeah, it was cool. And
yeah, like I say, I mean, it sounds like it was like a once in a lifetime. I mean, for them to open up the park like that, like that's an experience that, like other people, like no amount of money is going to be able to buy you something like that to go into a park like that.
Yeah, honestly, like I'm sure there's going to be history books written about what they did in the park there, and just to be a part of that. And
part of history.
Braxton, Josh, and Storie. You guys are going to be in the Wikipedia
whether you like
there.
Whether you hate what they did or like it or not, we knew it was going to happen, and just to be a part of that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
the coolest part was they didn't kill them all the first year. So I get this email, a year later that's like, hey, come back. They invited us back. So
it wasn't a once in a lifetime.
It wasn't.
But because you got in on the first level,
right? Yeah.
And you got 2 friends.
Yeah, and I don't know for sure, but I think what they did was they contacted the groups that were successful.
Yeah.
So
these boys know how to get it done.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't remember the numbers, how many they killed the first year.
Oh, I don't either.
It's been a while, but there was a significant less amount of goats left the second year, and they're like, hey, we're going to try this one more time. And so we came in the next year, and this time
it was even worse.
We're like, sweet, man, the lake's not frozen. We're going to bring a boat, and we're going to go across Jackson Lake. That'll cut off so much hiking. It's going to be awesome. Boat motor wouldn't start. So
we had a trolling motor that took us maybe a mile.
Yeah, we went a mile with a little electric trolling motor. Then the wind picked up. We're like, dude, we're going to die on Jackson Lake. So we ditched the boat and we had to walk the shoreline with cobblestone as big as your head for miles, dude. It was miserable.
We beached the boat and we took all the batteries and we had to flip the boat over just to protect the batteries. And we're like, I don't know if it's going to be here when we come back, but
yeah, it was not fun. And kind of the same deal, same story. There wasn't as much snow, that's for sure. But yeah, to get to go and do it again and kill the goat on that trip, we got one, and yeah, it was quite the experience. It was fun. I'd definitely do it again.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's
I'll
awesome.
Never forget. Like I was up there and like there's pictures on our Instagrams and stuff like that, but like dude, like we were in like 2 feet of snow on that second year again, and we're standing, I don't know, we're probably like 9,000, 10,000 feet up, and we're knee deep in snow. But then like you look down at Jackson Lake, dude, it looked like a freaking tropical island. Like the beaches were all melted off, and like I don't think a lot of people get to experience that or see that, and that's definitely an image that will forever be stuck in my brain. Like it was, I don't know, it was surreal.
Yeah, pretty.
That's awesome. Well, hey, I appreciate you guys sharing those stories, and it sounds like you guys have a lot of fun together, and you also push each other's buttons and maybe limits out there. And I think that's good to be able to do that, to, have some fun and experience things that other people aren't going to be able to experience.